Hey guys, it's Kate the Great, and welcome to Keeping It Straight, your new creator community. Week 1 of 6 weeks to lock in, where we stop flirting with our potential and we finally commit because we are ready to commit. This week is the one I think that most people would like to avoid because it forces you to kind of get brutally honest with yourself and give yourself a little tough love. So, I know. Let's do this. Okay. So we're not manifesting on top of mess. We're not carrying emotional clutter into 2026. We're hitting reset mentally, emotionally, physically, so you can actually make space and room for the life you are trying to manifest in 2026. So, chapter 1, your mental reset era. I know I'm a Swiftie too. Don't worry. She's amazing. I like her. Okay. Your brain is exhausted. It's not broken. It's tired. So first, I want you to think about your thinking, right? You've been running on autopilot for so long that you forgot what manual mode feels like. If you even know what manual mode feels like. So we're stopping that today. Let's break down a little bit further. So your default thoughts, like the ones that just pop into your head, those are not facts. Most anxiety is unexamined thinking. So you're going to give yourself some time. And self-doubt is a habit. It is not a personality trait. So second, we're going to replace the thought, which will then replace the energy. Phrase swapping from I can't to, okay, this might not work, but let's pivot. What's the strategy? So you will always figure out a way. Strategy will always be greater than spiraling. You always have a backup plan. When you think better, you choose better. And when you choose better, you become better. Accidentally at first, and then it becomes very intentionally. The third thing you can do is the 10-minute reset rule. So when you feel super overwhelmed, you feel like you're kind of on that edge, when like you feel like you're about to like lose it. So when you get to that point, or before you get to that point, actually stop yourself, you're going to give yourself 10 minutes to kind of reset mentally. So you can journal, you can breathe, you can walk, meditate, basically just giving yourself and your brain time to relax for a minute where you can then regain clarity, especially when you're overwhelmed. And maybe it's sometimes not even like going for a walk or doing anything. Maybe it's just going to, if you're at work, going to the bathroom and just staying in there. Just tell them to mind their business. You're going to be in the bathroom for 10 minutes. They don't need to know what you're doing. Okay, so just 10 minutes. That's seriously all you need. Fourth, clarity equals power. So you cannot manifest a life that you haven't mentally made room for. So this week, you're going to make space. So 2026 you is going to think with intention. Chapter 2 is going to be your emotional reset era. So you can't elevate if you're emotionally hoarding. First, you're going to release the story that's expired. So all of your old versions, they don't exist anymore. Some of you are carrying stories that aren't even true anymore. Old betrayal, old identity, old versions of yourselves that you don't even like vibe with anymore. Reruns that aren't even good reruns. So you can't heal the identity or your former selves. So don't even try. Just let it go. Hashtag bless up. It's not for them or anyone else. It's for you. Second, no more emotional discounts rule. So you've been giving out your energy like it's a clearance sale. And I love a clearance sale. So I am such a sucker when it comes to this stuff. It's the worst. I actually hate it because it's like, I can't tell you how many times I've been in this position. So, no more discounting your magic, right? No more giving the best parts of you to people who give the bare minimum. So 2026 is not you handing out emotional coupons like it's Kohl's Cash, especially because usually you have to keep buying stuff in order to get more back. And it's like, really, you don't get anything back. You're just giving up so much of your time free. So stop. Everyone, everyone can love you, right? But not everyone should have access to you. So we're moving to being very selective about who we allow around us. Okay. So this is a big one with energy. So you really need to be thinking of your energy blockers, your energy takers, and your energy givers. So it took me so long to understand what my energy was before I knew it was like energy. Before I knew what energy was, like I knew there was something, I just didn't know that energy could be, it's something that you could feel and others can feel. Like, I mean, you physically can't see it, but you physically can feel it. So it's kind of different, but it makes a big difference. So there were people that I loved, obviously my friends and family that were great, but a lot of them were not good for me. A lot of them were so emotionally draining and would just take. And I didn't realize that that was my energy that I was giving away. I just knew that they were family. So I have to help, right? I have to be there because they're family. You have to do that for family. And it's like, no. So quick little story here. Before we moved to LA, I had my car accident. And when I was in that car accident, I know that it had to happen in order to pull me back and kind of isolate me. And obviously I wish I didn't have to have years and years of pain and discomfort and struggling and isolation. But I do know that it had to happen in order for me to kind of reset and refocus and pay attention about the thoughts that were coming into my mind and paying attention to what I gave that energy. And then, being very selective once I started to put that energy back out into the world. So at that time, I didn't know that it was my energy that I was protecting. I wish I would have known it because I feel like it would have been a lot clearer. Like I could have read so much about specifically the energy that people carry. And I just didn't know that that part of me was something that I could give to others. So there'd be so many friends and family where it was like they would, you have to forgive them because it's family. You are going to go to that cousin's birthday party. So you're going to see them no matter what. So it's on you to like fix the situation or fix the frustration or make the relationship better. So I know my accident had to happen in order to pull me away from everybody else. And I mean, everyone. I was so isolated. Even like my kids and my husband, there were so many things I missed because of chronic headaches and in bed. It was very isolating and it was very difficult. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone because it was such a trying time. It really made me start thinking about, and at this point, I didn't realize it was my energy, but it made me really pull back from everyone around me. I do have family that's like I was really good friends with as well. I pulled back from them. And when I started feeling like kind of better, I started working more than anything. I started working on myself. I started listening to a lot of motivational stuff like Mel Robbins, DJ Shetty, B. Robbins, motivation, Motiversity on like YouTube, Coach Payne, Steve Harvey, Gary Vee. There are just so many. Ed Milet, there's a lot. But I started listening to that type of stuff when working out, and it was just like I had such a deep connection with it. I then started thinking about the way people talked and interacted with me. So I had started, I went to school for television and film, and Most people, they didn't joke about it, but they like made fun of me. They were like, you're really going to get somewhere with that. Like, oh, okay, you're just throwing money literally in the garbage by going to school for that. Talk about a gut punch. And it was everybody around me. It was everyone. Like, where are you going to go with that kind of? Until I started getting jobs that, like, I worked on Transformers, and then I started working on American Idol and The Voice. And I really started just burying my head in work. And then with the time that I had, if I didn't have a headache, like, the last thing I was going to do was put myself in an environment where I was just giving that energy to other people. And so much of me wishes, especially because I was like a younger mom at that point, and I wish I could have, part of me wishes I would have just valued the time, even just that I had with my kids, because I would look at it differently. Like, I could care less about hanging out with any other person if they were not better for me and my family. I mean, we moved to LA because there's very few people in our lives who really made us better. I think for the most part, we were kind of always the one making things better for everyone else around us. We did have some great friends the last season that we had before moving to LA, like before COVID hit. And those friends were like, they were just blown away. They would like ask me stuff like, so tell me about the show that you just did. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? And they would like genuinely just want to know and were curious about what my day was like working on this TV show. Like, I think I did American Idol for like a week, and they were just like, was it so awesome? I did the Super Bowl, and they're like, what happened? Like, who'd you see? Like, what did you do? Like, just, they asked so many questions. And it wasn't even so many questions. It was just weird that they asked me anything at all, which is terrible, because it's like, it is a super awesome job like that I have. And I did go to school for something really incredible, but it was so downplayed by everyone in my life. As hard as it is to say that, it was really, really downplayed. Like, aunts and uncles would be like, oh, once I started working on The Voice, they're like, so how long have you been doing this for? And I'm like, a decade. Like, but thanks. Like, just, it's so stupid. But that's the truth. And that's the reality of it, is until I really started like making a name for myself, it was so downplayed. Nobody ever asked about it. Like, when these newer friends like started asking me, like, I literally felt kind of uncomfortable. Like, I'm like, what, who, like, why are they asking so many questions? Like, it was weird, but it wasn't. It was just people genuinely being excited for you and happy for you. And that was when I really started realizing the difference between energy takers and energy givers, and how people in your life, friends or family, will either take energy or they will give it. And know the difference, because it is so important. Like, if you don't recognize that that's energy, just notice the vibe. That's what we call it today, right? Like, everything is a vibe, because it's so important. I would always feel so exhausted after hanging out with people, and I would go like just to lengths that just nobody else would go to, because I was such a people pleaser. So I was like, I want to make them happy. Like, even if I know this is going to give me the worst headache for the next 3 days, but I know that if I don't go, it's going to cause problems. Or if I don't go, they're going to be mad at me for not going. Or if I cancel, they will get so irritated with me. And I can't tell you how many times this happened to me over and over for years and years and years. And I'm like, and it wasn't like it was like my kids. Like, I would have to choose between that. Like, okay, do you want to go have a late night out and you go to a game or something? And it's like 0 degrees out, and being outside for that extended period is not going to feel good for me. It's not fun. Like, everyone's going to let's say like a beer garden or something. It's like a bunch of trucks and like a little, I don't know, fair thing kind of, but not really. There's no rides or anything. It's just literally like a ton of beer trucks. It's just not my vibe. So I would actually choose to do those things because I didn't want to cause any more problems with anyone in my family or any friends and families. I was such a people pleaser that I felt like I had to do that, which is so terrible. But the crazy thing is, once I really started understanding, like, okay, wait, I need to pull back from that. Like, I finally started understanding what my own energy was. And I was like, this is how much I value, like I have to offer other people is just another level. Like how I didn't see it and didn't realize it for so long is mind blowing to me. But I was that wrapped up in being a people pleaser. And I never thought about my own thoughts and what I was thinking and how people were treating me and what that did mentally. So friends and family, I would always feel super exhausted. I'd read the room. I would feel a vibe and I'd be like, gosh, I'm so done. But because I was a people pleaser, like that dopamine would hit and I'd be like, oh, I really made them happy. But it didn't matter because they didn't really appreciate me from the get-go. You know, they didn't really value what I had done or how far I went for them. So boundaries, right? I love you. You can love your family so much, but you should love yourself more. You know, like for me, I shouldn't have felt guilty about not going to a beer garden. I don't want to give up times with my kids tomorrow because I'm bedridden for the next 2 days because it was 28 degrees by the time we left and we were outside all night. Like, and it was raining. Like that is the certain things that would really activate and irritate my body to the point where I then would literally be bedridden for like 2-3 days after with a terrible, terrible headache. And I just had to wait until the headache lifted finally. So you can love them all, but love yourself more. It's so much more important that you put yourself first. Okay, so fourth, your emotional identity shifts this week. So everything we just kind of talked about. So when someone says that you've changed, like your response, thank goodness. Yep, like absolutely, because you're not meant to be the co-star in a film that you are the main character in. So you can evolve and you don't need to feel bad about evolving loudly. I really got into that just now. You guys know what I mean? Chapter 3 is your physical reset. So your environment is either supporting you or it's completely suffocating you. Know the difference. I had a hard time with this. So first, you're going to kind of audit yourself. And let's hope there's no discrepancies, but I guarantee there's going to be. Geez, guys. Okay, just kidding. Okay, so we're not waiting for January, right? We are starting right now. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so your checklist is going to have your space in it, where you spend 90% of your time throughout your days, okay? So you're not only your physical space, but you're like your digital world as well, who you follow, what they post on their social, your car, your bathroom cabinets, like your closets. Is it an energy taker or an energy giver? So if it's a taker, get rid of it. If this person you haven't followed in 8 years and you're like, that is not me anymore, just unfollow. It's totally fine and normal. I do it all the time. Actually, I wish I could go in and like unfollow massive amounts because I don't follow anybody that I followed 5 years ago. So it's always a good thing. And it's evolving for all the right reasons. So if it's crusty, if it's dusty, if it's musty, bye boo, get rid of it. Okay. Second, a clean space. Clean space equals clean frequency, clean vibes, right? Clutter is so loud. Clean space is quiet, and you need quiet to hear yourself think. Like I went slower when I was saying that just now because I'm like, okay, wait, because it is such an important point. I'm like, is that clear? So very important to be able to hear yourself think. But if you have a million things in your mind and you can't navigate through all those moving pieces, it's going to be impossible to declutter your mental thoughts. You are the director of your day. You are the production manager. You are the CEO. You're the lead. You are the influencer. You're everything in it. So act like it, right? Your environment needs to needs to make you productive by default and not overwhelmed by default. I love this one because it's so true. So for this, your environment needs to make you productive by default and not overwhelmed by default. So when you first wake up, if let's say you have a shelf in front of you or in front of your bed, and when you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you see. If that is full of clutter and a bunch of random things, your kids' toys, your shirts and sweatshirts, and I am very much one of the people. Like I have a bench at the end of my bed. I can't tell you how many times I have not cleaned that off. And the difference it actually makes when I clean it off or I just put away the folded clothes is like, it is night and day. Like I wake up feeling rejuvenated and productive by default, not overwhelmed. So like go through it and clean it and do it the night before, because it is something that you know, like today you knows tomorrow you is not going to think about this. So at this point, if you're, like I'm going to make this change, you need to actually take that motivation that you have right this second, because that won't stay. It never does. Take this motivation and then go get on it. Like start looking at the things that you see throughout the day that cause anxiety or overwhelm or discomfort, and start doing what you can to minimize all of those things, because it makes a big difference. Like if you're like, I need to start drinking water for the first thing when you wake up, like so many people just drink coffee right away. And I'm like, no. But if you know that you are one of those people who's not drinking water first thing in the morning, get water and put it right next to your bed. So when you wake up, the first thing you do is already ready and done. You've just accomplished one of those small things. Over time, actions are the only things that build confidence. And I didn't know this for the longest time, and I wish I would have. I wish I would have understood what that meant. I, for so long, didn't do certain things because I just didn't have the confidence to do it, until I started doing all of these little tiny micro actions that made the difference. And those actions always spoke so loudly to my confidence. And I loved that. So trust me. Another example would be like if the first thing you wake up, or when you wake up, you see, let's say, some shelves, like just go through and clean them up. Like just tidy it up. You don't even have to like clean. You see a corner of your bedroom, make it like decluttered and just cozy, or whatever gives you like that anxiety in the morning. And if you don't know, because for so long, I don't think I knew. I grew up like one of 11 kids, and our house was never, ever clean. Like there's so much stuff everywhere all the time. And the anxiety that it would give me, and the anxiety it gives me today, like if I have a room everywhere I look there's stuff there, I can't. And I won't even know that it's affecting me, but I will just feel like anxiety, like just like I can't breathe because I don't have space. If you know that you have a ton of things you have to get done that day, take out your planner and put it out on your desk. If your desk is super, super messy and it makes you feel overwhelmed when you go look at it, just take 20 minutes and go through and clean it. I promise it is the difference. Take the motivation you're feeling right now, go and do all of those smaller things that will make and leave lasting confidence boosters for you, mentally and physically. Okay, so let's say you don't want to go to the gym, right? Or it's too cold outside, so you're like, I'm not going to the gym. I hate that. It sucks. Get a walking pad, like the walking pad that just slides under your desk, and walk inside. Or let's say you want to go to the gym, but it's just so cold outside. Start your car the second you wake up, and then put your workout clothes right next to you, and like have all of it ready to go, and do a nice big comfy sweatshirt. So the second you're like out of your bed, you're like, okay, ooh, that looks like a super comfy sweatshirt. Like I'm excited to put that on. And then do sweatpants over your leggings. Like there are so many things. And this is what I live by, because I know like I have to protect my future self, because my current self does not always show up. And that is something that I had to recognize. And that's where you really need to take focus and go in and really make a point of thinking about the thoughts that you have throughout the day. Like, let's say, oh, like going to the gym does not make me happy. Like, but that's such a lie. Like, that is a lie for me. Like, I might not feel like it right now, but I know at the end of going to the gym, I will be so happy I just went. And I because I do feel good. I've never once in my life said, man, I really regretted working out. Like, my gosh, I will be working the Oscars or some of the biggest shows, and I'm just so tired from the last 17-hour days for the last 4 days. I get in such a bad mood. And then there's LA traffic, which is a nightmare. And it's just like, I get so irritated sometimes. Instead of being like that's not true. I'm so excited to be here. Like, yes, I'm tired, but there is a difference between knowing that you are just tired and, you know, you just need like to take that 10 minutes, then meditate for 5 minutes or journal first thing when you wake up, especially if you're in like a bad mood. I have all of these different things in a habit tracker. I use Structured, and then I also use this Hero app, which I will put both of those in the description so that you guys can also use them. But there's certain things that I will make sure that I do day in, day out. So like first is like I pray and then I prime. So I think of like Tony Robbins is very into priming. So you think of 3 things that are past memory, a moment, and then think of like a goal that you would wish to achieve, like for the third thing, or something that you are excited about in the future in detail. So for me, like everything on my vision board, I have made happen. Like it may not be right in the beginning of the year. It's never in the beginning of the year because I have award season. So everything on it though, like it's in detail. Like my 100,000 subscriber plaque, like my name, I built my name into that to put on my vision board, and I will get there. Like, you have to do that stuff. The houses that I want, like everything. If it was a picture of an influencer doing like yoga, like I went and remade that one, because then you are putting yourself there, you're manifesting it, and you're actually looking at yourself and you're like, okay, everything around me is supporting me, and that is what you need. I pray, I prime the 5-minute journal. Sometimes they're not always in the exact same order, but then I manifest, motivate, mastery. Like there's a number of things. I have them all just different letters, and I will try and go through all of them. It may not be all at that moment, but I will definitely plan my day around habits that help me channel my energy and focus on my intentions for the day. So that was kind of a lot. My bad. Anyway, I think it's a good thing because it's true. And if you don't go in and you don't dissect everything, you can forget it. Nothing's going to change. Did you see the accent I just did there? It's New York, don't worry. All right, back to reality. Jeez. So everything in your life, every item around you, ask the question, does this support me? So reset the room, reset the energy. Like I said before, you know that you feel good after you go to the gym. So if your mind is telling you, nope, don't go to the gym, in that moment, happy to you would be like, just not going. Like, I'm just going to stay and just finish this episode. But in reality, that's not going to make you happy. You're going to feel like you've let yourself down. So you need to think about that and actually pull that into play and think of how your thoughts give you energy, or does that take energy? Week 1 is about clearing, releasing, and making room. So you cannot build a powerful life, that penthouse suite, on top of emotional junk drawers, shaky ground, like never happening. So this week you're going to reclaim, you're going to reset with intention. So you are going to reclaim your mind. Mel Robbins has this thing that's called like the 5-4-3-2-1 method. So there's a book. I will link it. Love it. I haven't even gotten through it. Like I literally, sometimes I will go really, really slow because I'm enjoying it as much as I am. And I'm like, I don't want it to be over. So she's like, when you don't want to do something or where, and you're like, okay, like I don't want to get up and do that, but you know that it is something that you need to do and that your future self will thank your current self because you are doing something that your future self needs you to do. Like you just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and right at 1, you just get up and go. Like you get up and you go and do it. Or at least you start, like work on it for 2 seconds. And I guarantee you will be able to go a lot longer than you expected. Something like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method, where you get up and you just go and you start and you do whatever it is you don't want to do, because you not doing that is going to be you literally letting your future self down. You're not going to get a better test grade if you don't study. It's just the reality of it. If I keep putting off editing, and I'm the biggest procrastinator of all time, but if I keep putting certain things off all the time, or if I don't start working on that, I'm going to start feeling so overwhelmed. I will have multiple projects sitting behind me. If I don't like get a crew hired in time, playing catch up is so much worse, and it's so much harder, and it adds 3 times the amount of stress and anxiety to yourself. So take care of your future self. I always say this to my kids. Like, I'm like, gosh, what I would give to have this version of me right now be able to have a conversation with 21-year-old me. I would give anything to have that, because I would protect my past self. Like I would help, and I would tell them to look out for certain things and don't even waste your time with that. Like I would protect her. And it's the same thing like with my kids. Like I'm like, don't ever make fun of your pictures of your younger self. Love her and be there for her and stand up for her and take care of your future self, like mentally. This week, you're resetting with intention. You're reclaiming space in your mind, in your heart, like in your environment, in your circles that you're in, because your life needs room to grow. You need space to grow. You can't have a cluttered mind. Do anything that you can do to minimize that clutter that you are seeing. It could be mentally, it could be physically. I mean, usually there's quite a bit of both. So you're going to reclaim that. It's super important that you do. And then you're going to set intention. So I have the 5-minute journal and I love it. I will link that as well. But go through it in the morning. You put in, like I used to do this with manifesting too. So you would go in and you would say like 3 things that are going to that would make your day great today. Something you want to work on today. And then like an affirmation. I am living a life full of abundance, or I am showing up for my future self. Like certain things where you say the affirmation, and then with manifesting, you write it 6 times. There's a whole thing. And we can get into how to manifest properly if you want. So let me know in the comments if that's something that you want to like get into. If you don't know how to set intentions for the day, like I will gladly help. Just let me know in the comments if that's something that you would want to do. I know so many people, they don't like putting themselves in uncomfortable like environments, like even if it's in their own like mind. Like even though you don't know anybody on the internet, some people sometimes will literally not want to say that, like, you know, I don't know how to manifest. Sometimes you kind of need that simple explanation, or even someone to just show you. So you don't know any of these people. Who cares? This is our creator community that we are building, that we're starting now, and we're all going to start on the right page, and we're going to push each other to be better and to do better. And I promise it'll be the best thing that future you thanks you for over and over and over, and your life will truly change. Because you're reclaiming all of your thoughts, you're reclaiming everything for yourself. Take care of your future self. Clear and declutter everything around you, because 2026 you needs room to breathe and to land. This is the week that you prove to yourself that 1, you take your life seriously. 2, you stop being scared of your own potential, which is something I was for the longest time so scared of. Fear of failure, I was so scared of fear of like success. I was like, I don't know if I want my life to change. Because I got so comfortable, which is terrible because my biggest fear in life was literally staying in one place, whether it's mentally or physically, and never growing. I don't want that at all. Like, I want to evolve and I want to be better because future me will be so grateful. And then, as you become your present self, like, you will look back on younger you, and your younger you will be so grateful that you showed up for yourself during these moments because you made the difference. And protect that. Like, it totally matters, especially when it comes to like your self-talk. Like, if you are a person that does a lot of negative self-talk, which so many of us do. I know for me, a really huge thing was like my movement and the way I looked on camera. I'm going to do a whole series where it's like becoming Kate the Great, because it would take me like 5 to 10 business days to go through and talk about everything. If you are a person that self-sabotages and you know that it's going to be something come tomorrow, like, you're not going to want to do it and you won't have the motivation to do it. Like, help yourself out and be like, you know what? I'm going to make this plan and I'm going to keep this promise that I made myself. And for me, that was so difficult. I had a really hard time with keeping promises to myself. I didn't know how to take care of myself mentally or even physically. I mean, growing up, it's like survival of the fittest when you're one of 11. Like, we're just happy to make it to bed at night. And that's actually so true, but really funny. But so, think about your self-talk. Is this something that's going to help you, or is this something that you are going to be frustrated that you let yourself down? All of that matters. So for me, I can't get my nerve blocks until a month from right now. That's my current schedule. It was supposed to be Friday of last week. I have a headache every day. It's just like, it's on a scale, right? So after my accident, every day I wake up, I've had a headache. Like, I've never woken up and not been in some level of pain. Like, I don't even know what that would look like. But I'm like, gosh, how lucky are you if you are a person that you just wake up and feel good? I would die. I can't imagine the energy that I would then have. I would be ridiculous. I would be the happiest person in the world. I can't imagine. But coming back to it, if I didn't shoot for this next month and I didn't start out 2026 with a new community of people manifesting the life that we want to live, I would be so disappointed in myself. I would be so bummed. Come January 1st, I am a person that, like, I always do a vision board, but I usually do it like right after award season, because award season's so crazy and there's very limited time that I have through that entire like 5 months. I love setting like intentions with our kids, goals that we want like for first quarter, things that we really want to do that year. I've always been like, let's do on New Year's Eve, like, goals. And my husband's like, yeah, we'll totally do this. So I'm excited about that. But, and everyone else is like, they all just want to, like, I'm like, who wants to wake up the new year and be like, just so hungover? Just no, thank you. So do what future you is going to thank you for. Be that person for yourself, because nobody is going to take care of you the way you would have taken care of your younger version of you. Stop being scared of your potential. And this is the week that you give 2026 a place to grow, both mentally and physically. Trust me, you will be so happy that you did. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you know the second our week 2 video drops. And I'm so sorry that I'm like running this out to you. I felt like I wasn't being my authentic self. And I'm like, you know what? No, we're going to go ahead and we're going to just get back to that. And then I kind of second guessed myself. Like, I'm like, wait, but is everyone going to understand me? And my husband's like, just be you. Like, like, don't try and communicate how I communicate with people who just don't get me. They just kind of like deer in a headlights. When it's creative me and someone's taking in all the information that I am giving and everything is landing perfectly, it's incredible. You're incredible. It's going to be amazing. So if there's anything that you really struggle with or anything that you want to dive deeper into, put it in the comments. And I will be checking them, especially coming into 2026. Thank you for being here. Okay, so week 2 is going to be building routines and things that will lift you up and keep you consistent or tear you down. We're going to figure out the difference, and then we will create habits that either help build or habits we need to break. The first week's done, and we are getting closer to week 2, and then 2026 is just going to be amazing. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and thanks for being here, guys. Oh, I love you. Did you hear that accent? See? I told you I'm getting really good. Soon you guys will be doing accents with me. Thanks for watching. Bye.